Good evening, South Jersey football fans. Welcome to historic Gatone Memorial Stadium. I will be with you tonight, Kyle Bennett, in the booth for the Vineland High School Fighting Clan's second home game of the season as they host the Mainland Mustangs. It is homecoming tonight for the Fighting Clan, as the ladies that are up for Miss Monogram will be fieldside. And it should be a fun matchup tonight. Vineland comes into this one 0-3, unfortunately falling last week in their home opener to St. Joe's 30-7. Vineland this season, in all of their games, has only been able to score one touchdown, so we'll see if Coach Russo and company can put more than one ball in the end zone tonight against a Mainland team that comes into this contest 2-2. Mainland coming off a big, tough loss to the St. Augustine Prep Hermits last week, 49-7. So we'll see how this one matches up. Vineland won the toss, and they will receive the ball to start the game tonight. So we'll see the Vineland offense go to work, see what Caleb Gandy, Anthony Arthur, Levi Manson, Jonathan Toney, and company can do with their first possession tonight against the Mainland Mustangs. Mainland in the white jerseys, green numbers, Vineland in their red jerseys, black pants. The kick is away, and Vineland sets to return it here. Looks like Jonathan Toney with the ball, who makes his way all the way up to the 45, past the 45. He's moving the pile, has not gone down yet, and he is moving the Mainland Mustangs well past midfield. That is second effort. Jonathan Toney brings the ball well past the 45-yard line. Ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line. Fantastic field position for the Vineland High School Fighting Clan to start this game. Last week, it was difficult for them to even get past midfield. Jonathan Toney showing out early, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is why special teams matter. You need elite return game. You need punting and kicking for field position. Jonathan Toney sets his team and his offense up perfectly to start this game, as Caleb Gandy will line up in shotgun, Anthony Arthur beside him, and we'll get the first snap of the Vineland offense here. Gandy takes the snap, looks to run it himself, finds some space, picks up a couple of yards here, moves it past the 40, and that'll set up second down for the Fighting Clan.
238 with the second down.
Ball will be placed at the 38-yard line.
About 7 yards to go for the first.
So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Fighting Clan offense. Coach Russo and company have to be thrilled with that return to set them up. Short field, close enough to get into the end zone. This should be a touchdown drive if all things go well for Vineland here. Gandy sets up in shotgun, takes the snap, hands it to Arthur. Arthur finds some space to run. He's at the 30, the 25, 20. Finds his way to bounce around. He gets to the 20, the 15, and just inside the 15-yard line is Anthony Arthur, the junior running back.
Looks like we spotted right around the 13.
Ball will be placed at the 13-yard line, and ladies and gentlemen, this Vineland offense is indeed buzzing. This is the type of start the Vineland High School Fighting Clan football team has been looking for all season long. This is what they felt their offense could do. When I've spoken to Coach Russo throughout the season, this is how they projected the offense to be able to move the ball down the field. Let's see if they can punch it into the end zone here as the ball's on the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. Gandy takes the snap, hands it off to Arthur. Arthur finds his way to the 10, the 5, and Anthony Arthur, ladies and gentlemen, is in for the touchdown. The Vineland High School Fighting Clan take an early 6-0 lead with 10:15 remaining in the opening quarter, but there is a flag on the play, so we'll see where this one comes in, if this one's coming back.
Brings the ball back to 25. First down.
So they do call the penalty on Vineland. This one will come back. Not what the Vineland offense wanted to see there, as Gandy checks out here. So we'll see what the Vineland offense is up to, as they set up 1st and 20 from the 25-yard line. Levi Manson moves in motion, goes out wide. Vineland takes the snap. It is muffed. And that's number 3, Jonathan Toney, falling on the ball there.
Ball was spotted 35.
It's just not ideal. You're you're in the red zone. You get that penalty, taking back a touchdown, and now you're pushed all the way back, outside of the red zone now. You got a little cute there. Not exactly what the Vineland offense needed to, keep the momentum going. You can't kill this early momentum when you're still looking for your first win of the season. Gandy takes the snap, looks to pass, fires. It's caught by Levi Manson, who has room to run. He's at the 20, where he's tackled by number 27, Anaz Jenkins.
Bring the ball up to around the 20. Make that the 21. Here's a third down. Third, about 16 yards.
So it'll be 3rd and 16 now for the Fighting Clan offense. Ball will be placed at the 21-yard line. Just over 8 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Vineland had a touchdown taken away on a penalty, but they have found some early momentum on a fantastic kickoff return from Anthony Arthur to start this game. Gandy looks to pass, finds pressure, fires, and it's caught by the big tight end, Ryan Williams Jr. And I am mistaken, it was Jonathan Toney on the opening kickoff, not Anthony Arthur. So it'll be 4th and 4. We'll see what the Vineland offense decides to do here. With the ball at the 7-yard line, Coach Russo and company look like they'll go for it. They've got Gandy out wide. And Jonathan Toney will take this snap at quarterback. So a bit of a wildcat offense, similar to the Philadelphia Eagles, when they bring in Jalen Hurts and have Carson Wentz on the field at the same time. Let's see what Jonathan Toney can do here. Takes the snap, runs it himself, finds some room, and Jonathan Toney punches his way into the end zone. The senior captain rushes it in for the Vineland score. This one will not be denied, and the Fighting Clan, with 7:40 remaining in the opening quarter, take a 6-0 lead over the Mainland Mustangs, courtesy of Jonathan Toney on a quarterback run. This is exactly the type of start the Vineland offense has needed all season long, struggling to get it into the end zone. I was a little nervous there for Coach Russo when the penalty gets called. They get that muffed snap there to Toney earlier in this drive, but they find a way to punch it in and now have a 6-0 lead. Kick is spotted up, and it is good. So Vineland takes a 7-0 lead now early in the first quarter, which they have not had in any of their games. So we'll see. Like I said, pregame, Vineland has been unable to score more than one touchdown in a game this season. This is a great start to end that streak, as they now lead 7-0 here at Gatone Memorial Stadium over the Mainland Mustangs, 7-0. Jonathan Toney made that drive happen from start to finish. It seems like, going back and thinking about that play, Coach Russo wanted to reward him for getting that ball all the way into enemy territory on the kick return, and he delivers. Jonathan Toney with the touchdown score there, about a 7-yard run for the Fighting Clan on a quarterback draw. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Jonathan Toney's 3rd touchdown of the season.
Kicking over for the Fighting Clan of Vineland, number 17, Henry Garden.
Scored one in the opener against Hamilton. Scored in week 2 against Holy Spirit. And then he gets the touchdown here tonight against the Mainland Mustangs. So 3 touchdowns on the season for senior Jonathan Toney, who has just done it all for this team so far this year. Henry Garton will tee this one up. And Mainland will get set for their first possession on offense. Garton kicks this one away. Great kick from Henry Garton there. At the 22, it is fielded. And Mainland takes it up to the 40, runs into his own man. And he's tackled from behind by number 24, Darrell Clark.
Number 20 on the return. He gets stopped on play by number 24, Vineland.
Number 20, Nick Wagner on the return.
First and 10 for Mainland.
So Mainland will set up shop first and 10
Will be spotted at the 47.
from the 47-yard line. And we'll get our first look at the Vineland defense tonight, who has been pretty excellent, to say the least. You know, they've been on the field a lot this year, but when they are making stops, this defense looks fantastic. So the quarterback, number 9, Brody Levin, the senior for Mainland, lines up with Jabriel Mace, number 4, the running back. Levin takes the snap, hands it off to Mace, who is met by number 6, Billy Davis from Vineland.
Stop by number 6 for the final play, Vineland.
That'll set up second down for the Mustangs.
No game on play. We have second down at 10. Getting the ball spotted at the 47.
And looking at Mainland's performance last week against St. Augustine, one of the better teams in South Jersey, obviously, but they were crushed on the ground against the Hermits. Gave up 6 rushing touchdowns last week. So if Vineland wants to have an opportunity, they have a fantastic run game with Anthony Arthur, the speed of Jonathan Toney. That's going to be the way that offense takes down the Mainland defense. Levin takes the snap, muffs it a bit, runs it himself around the outside, and he is met by the Vineland defense. Antoine Rivera and Deshaun Winchester on the tackle.
He was stopped in the backfield by the fighting fan of Vineland. Lost on the play. We get third down.
That run was for a loss.
Go for the first. Ball is spotted at the 45.
So Mainland will set up shop at the 45-yard line for third down here on their first possession on offense. It'll be 3rd and 12 from the 45-yard line with just about 6 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Vineland leading 7-0 here at Gatone Stadium. So we'll see what Brody Levin does here. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, fires. It's complete to number 20, and the ball's loose. Vineland jumps on it, and we will see if they rule this. That is a catch and fumble by number 24, Mike Ordilli, with the catch and fumble. So Vineland will take over with 5:47 remaining in the opening quarter. Great heads-up play by the Vineland defense. Ball will be spotted at the 38-yard line. And this is a big opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, for this Vineland offense. If they can find a way to march this ball down the field, get into the end zone, take a 2-touchdown lead over an opponent for the first time this season. Gandy takes the snap, hands it off to Arthur, who bounces around the outside, dodges a defender, picks up maybe 2 on the play, might be 1. We'll see where this ball is spotted. It's actually a 2-yard loss on the play, so it'll be should be 2nd and 12. They'll mark it 2nd and 11 from the 38-yard line. Vineland leading 7-0. Gandy looks to take the snap, moves Jonathan Toney in motion. Gandy passing, finds Levi Manson, who has room to run. He's at the 50, the 45, and tackled down at the 40. Mainland saying they have the ball. And they do. Manson fumbles on the reception, and Mainland takes the ball right back So an unfortunate turn of events there for the Vineland offense as Levi Manson fumbles the reception, and Mainland will take over 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. .424 remaining here in the opening quarter. Vineland up 7-0, courtesy of a Jonathan Toney rushing touchdown out of the quarterback position. Took a play out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook, I believe Coach Russo did there. As Brody Levin and Mainland take the snap, hand it off to the running back, that's Jabriel Mace, and he is just met by a wall of Vineland defenders. There is a flag. And the call seems to be against Mainland. So this will push Mainland back a bit. This will be 1st and 15 from the 33-yard line for the Mustangs offense. Brody Levin lines up in shotgun with Jabriel Mace beside him. Mainland takes the snap, hands it to Mace, and he's tripped up. This will be 2nd and 15. Nas Butler made the stop there. Second and 15 for the Mainland offense. Brody Levin lines up in shotgun. Jabriel Mace beside him. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, fires, and it's incomplete. This will be 3rd and 15 from the 33-yard line as the clock stops with 3:07 remaining here in the opening quarter. Vineland leading Mainland 7-0. Big 3rd down here for the Vineland defense. Let's see if they can get off the field, get this offense back out, keep them hot because they were buzzing to start the game. And before the fumble, they were moving the ball pretty well. So we'll see what the Vineland defense does here on 3rd and 15 against the Mainland offense. Levin lines up in shotgun. Takes a snap, looks to pass, fires deep, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 20, Nick Wagner. He was covered by Levi Manson. So we 4th and 15 now, and we'll see if the Mainland offense comes off the field. It looks like they will, and Mainland will punt. So Vineland will get their 3rd offensive possession here in the first quarter. Massive opportunities here for this Vineland offense now. Punt is away, almost blocked. And they'll stay away as this one takes a little bit of a favorable Mustang bounce. A little outside the 40-yard line. Ball will be placed at the 38-yard line, so Vineland will take over 1st and 10 from the 38 with 2:50 remaining in the opening quarter with a 7-0 lead thanks to senior captain Jonathan Toney. And we'll see what Caleb Gandy and this offense can muster up here late in the first quarter. Looks like Jonathan Toney lined up in the backfield as the quarterback. He'll pull up in shotgun. Arthur moves in motion. They hand the ball to Anthony Arthur, who can't find a lane and is brought down by the Mainland defense. It'll be 2nd down for Vineland. Coach Russo getting a little innovative here with the quarterback position. We have not seen Jonathan Toney line up at quarterback this season, if I'm not mistaken. It's mostly been senior Caleb Gandy. So we'll see how this kind of continues, because it is eerily similar for a lot of you Eagles fans at home when Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts are on the field at the same time, very similar to Donovan McNabb and Michael Vick. I kind of like it for this Vineland offense. It's keeping it fresh and keeping the defense on their heels. We'll see what they do here on 2nd and 12. Gandy takes a snap, looks to pass, fires deep, and it is complete. Pass is caught by Jonathan Toney for the big first down. What a throw by Caleb Gandy to find Toney. Ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Fighting Clan. This offense looks like a brand new offense. Following that 30-7 loss to St. Joe's, I'm sure this Vineland team got back to work, and they are proving it here. As Gandy takes the snap, looks to pass, fires on the run, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for the big tight end, Ryan Williams Jr. But this new-look Vineland offense, the way they are moving is totally different from the past 3 weeks to start this season. Coach Russo finding a bunch of bags of tricks, as Halloween is tomorrow. So Coach Russo pulling out all the tricks right before trick-or-treating. And so far, it's led to one Vineland treat, and that's why they lead 7-0. Jonathan Toney lines up at quarterback. He'll take the snap, hands it to Blakely, the running back. Braylon Blakely, the junior running back. Ball's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Fighting Clan offense. As the clock ticks under a minute to go here in the opening quarter, Vineland leading 7-0 thanks to Jonathan Toney finding the end zone earlier this quarter. Gandy takes the snap, looks to pass, scrambles, and he is met by number 51 of the Mainland defense. Number 51 making the stop there. Big stop for the Mustangs. So the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line, about 4th and 10, 4th and 11 for this Vineland offense. We'll see if they run a play here. And the clock is going to tick down to 0. And that is a first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. With the score, Vineland 7, Mainland 0. And we will head to the second quarter here at Guiteau Memorial Stadium. Jonathan Toney, the lone touchdown scorer in the game so far, leading the way for the Vineland offense, not only as a receiver, not only as a runner, but has also been in at quarterback, and that is where he found the end zone on a quarterback run. That put Vineland up 7-0 here heading into the second quarter. Caleb Gandy has looked great at the quarterback position as well, but Vineland's offense has gotten a bit innovative, been swapping in and out Jonathan Toney and Caleb Gandy at quarterback, keeping the defense on their heels. And we'll see what Vineland decides to do here on 4th and 10 from their own 40. And Gandy looks like he is set up to punt, but, you know, it is Halloween weekend, so we'll see if Coach Russo has any more tricks up his sleeve. Vineland's team scrambles out. Gandy gets this one away. That is a boot. We'll see where they place this one. There is a flag. And the penalty is against Mainland. Costly penalty there for the Mustangs.
Just a reminder again.
As Vineland will now have the ball on offense again.
Please make sure you are staying socially distant.
Moving this one up to, we'll see where this one's placed, about the 39-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10. Well inside enemy territory for the Fighting Clan. We'll see if they can capitalize here and go up by 2 scores. Gandy was under center, but there is a whistle here. Signaling for the flag. False start on the Vineland offense. So that'll push Vineland back. A little bit further than what they'd probably like here from the looks they were giving with 3 deep in the backfield. Ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line, 1st and 15. Same personnel out, Gandy under center. Takes the snap, hands it off. And that was Anthony Arthur on the carry. Arthur picks up 4 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Fighting Clan here from the 26-yard line. Gandy under center takes the snap, hands it off. That is Anthony Arthur on the carry. He stopped almost immediately. This will be 3rd and 8 now for the Vineland offense from the 24-yard line. Gandy lines up in shotgun, takes the snap, looks to pass, scrambles, and he is met and sacked. He is sacked by number 20, Nick Wagner. This will be 4th down now for the Vineland Fighting Clan. Not the situation that they wanted to find themselves in. After getting the penalty called against Mainland on the punt that set them up, it'll now be 4th and 20 from the 35-yard line. Penalties are drive killers. You can't allow penalties to happen on your side of the ball. You only want them to go against your opponent, obviously. But Vineland with the false start penalty and just couldn't get anything mustered up on those play calls. Find themselves now 4th and long, backed up at the 35-yard line. Number 6 checks in for Vineland as well. That is Billy Davis. And it looks like Vineland will punt this one away. Gandy lines up deep to receive the punt. Snap is away, ball is up, and that one is spiraling and it'll go into the end zone. Not a bad punt there from Gandy. Ball will be placed at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 with 9:08 remaining here in the first half.
Congratulations to Vineland football alumni Isaiah Pacheco and Tyree Powell.
Vineland leads 7-0 here in the second quarter. So we'll see what Brody Levin and company do here on their next possession. Mainland takes the snap. Levin looks to pass, spins away from all types of pressure, and is finally met by Vineland defenders. Number 45, Nas Butler, and number 62, Derek Akami, in there to make the stop on Brody Levin. Nas Butler, man, he has been a fantastic piece of this Vineland defense all season long. Since I've been in the booth here, seems like I call Nas Butler's name at least 5 times a game. He has been electric for the Vineland defense. Mainland sets up shop, 2nd and 10, man in motion. Levin takes the snap, pitches it out to the running back, who is met immediately by the Vineland defense. That was number 3, Dennis Moreno, on the carry. Ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line as the clock ticks under 8 minutes to go here in the opening half. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Mustangs. Mainland spreads it out wide. Snap, fire, complete to number 3, who is met by number 2, Antoine Rivera. Number 3, Dennis Moreno, makes the catch, but is stopped well short of the first down.
Here's a 4th down.
So Mainland will punt this one away here on 4th down.
4th and about 7 yards to go for the first.
4th and 7 is the exact down. And Vineland will get another opportunity here on offense. This is a drive where when Vineland takes over on offense, they absolutely have to capitalize on this possession and find points to put up on the board. Number 10, Cohen Cook, is back deep to punt this one away for the Mustangs. But as I was saying, Vineland has to find a way to put points on the board on this next offensive drive. It's imperative. Kick is away. Not a bad kick. It's going to go out of bounds just outside the 40 at about the 39-yard line. So Vineland will set up shot, 1st and 10 from their own 39. They have to find a way to get the ball in the end zone here. They've had multiple opportunities to go up big here. And Caleb Gandy, Anthony Arthur, Jonathan Toney, Levi Manson have to find a way here to make some plays, move the ball down the field, and put this Vineland offense up at least 13-0, and at the bare minimum 10-0 off the boot of Henry Garton. So Gandy will set up shop and shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Anthony Arthur. Arthur finds a hole, finds his way around the outside, and he picks up a huge chunk of yards well past midfield.
Brings the ball up to the 45, be 1st and 10 for the Fighting Clan of Vineland.
That is a big-time play by Anthony Arthur. Ball will be placed at the 45-yard line. Big chunk of yards there for Anthony Arthur as Vineland gets a fresh set of downs yet again at their enemy 45-yard line. Gandy sets up in shotgun, takes the snap, directly goes to Anthony Arthur, who is met immediately by the Mainland defense.
One Arthur to carry again.
Coach Russo must be a big fan of Halloween because he is pulling out all the tricks tonight here on Halloween Eve on this offense to get some sort of spark going, some consistency going.
Second down.
And with just over 5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, this Vineland offense has to be, like, absolutely pumped with the opportunity here to go up by 2 scores and score their second touchdown in a game all season. Tony moves in motion. Gandy passes it to him, and it is dropped. And ball goes out of bounds. Could have possibly been a fumble there. That throw seemed a little bit forced.
Lateral. He's out of bounds, so he's a third down.
This will be third down now for this Vineland offense, 3rd and 15. The Fighting Clan offense needs to move the ball forward. Take a shot deep down the field. See what the defense is giving you. Find a guy like Levi Manson and go deep. He's a big body receiver. Use his height to his advantage. As Vineland has some sort of play card set up with Deion Sanders on it. And there it is, the deep ball. And it is incomplete. Intended for Levi Manson.
Here's a fourth down.
They got the playoff that I thought they should run, ladies and gentlemen, but it just does not fall completed. Bobbles off the hands of Levi Manson. He was covered by number 4, Jabril Mace. And it'll be 4th down and 15. And Vineland will punt this one away. Fighting Clan leads 7-0 with 4:48 remaining here in the opening half. It is homecoming tonight for the Fighting Clan. Gandy gets the snap, a little over his head, but he boots this one away. Great punt from Gandy as it falls right into Jabriel Mace's hands.
Ball spotted 24.
And the ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line.
Ball spotted at their own 24.
With 4:41 remaining here in the second quarter. So we'll see what the Vineland defense can do here to come up with some more big stops. Potentially pitch a first half shutout against the Mustangs. Levin lines up in shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to the running back who finds open space. And ladies and gentlemen, number 4, Jabriel Mace makes his way all the way into just shy of the end zone. Jabriel Mace with an absolutely electric run, found room to run, and the ball will be spotted at the 1-yard line. So now Vineland's defense has all the pressure on them to hold the Mustangs out of the end zone after they allow that big-time run by Jabriel Mace from the Mainland 24 all the way down to the Vineland 1. Mainland takes the snap, and they are in. Touchdown Mustangs. So now pending an extra point, this game could potentially be tied where Vineland has had multiple opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, to find the back of the end zone following their opening score drive, where Jonathan Toney got into the end zone. Kick is up and away, and it is good. So this game is tied 7-7. Vineland scored with about 6:40 remaining in the first quarter, have had a number of opportunities since to score yet again and have not been able to capitalize on the opportunities. They've been well past midfield a number of times. So let's see what Coach Russo has drawn up here with 3:48 remaining here in the half. The past two games, this Vineland offense, close to the end of the second quarter, has been able to punch in touchdowns. Last week, it was number 30, Lathan Kent, on a receiving touchdown. And 2 weeks ago at Holy Spirit, Caleb Gandy lofted one up to the corner of the end zone to Jonathan Toney with 7 seconds remaining in the half. So we'll see if Vineland can continue that trend here of scoring towards the end of the half that they have in the past two games. Jonathan Toney, Levi Manson deep to return the kick. Kick is away, and it will be fielded by Jonathan Toney as he takes this one up, finds some room to run, and he'll be down at about the 30-yard line. This will be 1st and 10 from the 30. Just joining us, welcome into Gatone Memorial Stadium. There's 3:39 remaining here in the first half. Vineland High School, Mainland Mustangs tied up at 7. Kyle Bennett with you here from Gatone Memorial Stadium. Caleb Gandy lines up in shotgun for Vineland. And he gets the Mustangs to jump, does his best Aaron Rodgers impression to get the Mainland defense to jump. That hard count, we've seen Gandy use that before to his advantage, and he got the defense to bite there. So Vineland will have 1st and 5 from the 35-yard line. Gandy takes the snap, takes it himself, and he's met almost immediately by the Mainland defense. 2nd down. Second down and 9, so a loss of 4 on the play. Gandy lines up in shotgun with Anthony Arthur beside him. Gandy takes the snap, looks to pass, all-out blitz. Levi Manson makes the catch, and he brings it up to the 40, a little bit past the 40-yard line. Great catch by Levi Manson on the run. There is a flag thrown on the field, and the Vineland sideline does not look too happy about that flag being thrown. So we'll see what the call is here. Calls against Vineland. Ball is now placed at the 29-yard line. Be 2nd and 11 for the Vineland offense. Gandy lined up at quarterback. He'll be in shotgun. Opposite Gandy is Anthony Arthur, the junior running back. Gandy takes the snap, looks to pass, runs it himself up the gut, finds room to run. He's at the 40. Takes it to the about midfield.
That's number 12, Gandy, on the carry.
Great run there by Caleb Gandy.
First and 10 for the Fighting Clan of Vineland. Ball be spotted right at the 50-yard.
Ball will be placed at midfield at the 50-yard line. First down for the Fighting Clan. Great run by Caleb Gandy there. Heads up play. Find the open space. The defense spreads open for you. Run right through that hole. Make a play with your legs. Great run there by the senior quarterback. So first and 10 from midfield. Gandy in shotgun takes the snap. Looks to pass. Fires. Finds his man wide open. Jonathan Toney wide open downfield. Well executed play there by the Vineland offense. Ball will be placed at the 26-yard line.
Ball spotted again at the 26 of Mainland.
Gain of 24 on the play. First and 10 for the Fighting Clan here. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Jonathan Toney lines up at quarterback. Moves a man in motion. That is Levi Manson. Toney takes the snap, runs it himself, finds some room. There is a flag on the play, and Toney goes out of bounds. So we'll see what the flag is. It's holding against Vineland, so that'll push them back to the 37-yard line, it looks like. This will be first and 20 from the 37. Gandy in shotgun. Moves Toney in motion, takes the snap, hands it to nobody. He takes it himself, and he is gobbled up by the Mainland defense. If I'm Coach Russo, I've got to try those open downfield plays again. If the Mainland defense is giving it to you, let Gandy sling that rock and move the ball even more downfield. Timeout will be called by Vineland with 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. Score all tied up at 7-7. And out of the timeout, Vineland will have 2nd and 25 from the 43-yard line.
Stick around. At halftime, the remaining Miss Monogram 2020. Very exciting show.
As I was saying earlier, though, Coach Russo has to see that the Mainland defense is giving them those open downfield plays for the wide receivers, whether it's Levi Manson or Jonathan Toney. Let Caleb Gandy sling that rock a little bit. He's throwing the ball well tonight. Seems to have his vision on point. He's finding his receivers. Let him sling the rock and move the ball in the passing game. It's going to open up a ton of things. It's going to keep the defense honest. And that'll open up things for the running game as well in the second half. So we'll see here. Caleb Gandy takes the snap and shotgun, looks to pass, fires deep downfield. Toney is not there. Overthrew his receiver by a mile as Gandy was knocked to the turf. It'll be 3rd down and 25 from the 43. And if I'm the Vineland offense, I take that shot downfield yet again. Let Toney know, let Manson know that you're taking that deep shot, and they've got to put the burners on to get downfield and make that catch. Gandy lines up in shotgun. Looks like Blakely beside him. Gandy looks to pass. Fires deep. And it is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 5, Ethan Evans. junior 5'7" receiver. And there's a flag on Mainland they call roughing the passer. With 30.5 seconds left here in the first half. This is going to move the ball well into Mainland territory for Vineland and give them a fresh set of downs. Ball spotted about the 29-yard line. They'll call it the 28. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line for the Vineland offense. Caleb Gandy lines up in shotgun. Gandy takes the snap, looks to pass, fires, going to the end zone, and it is picked off in the end zone by number 23, Joe Sheeran. Joe Sheeran picks off Caleb Gandy. Right idea, right play. Receiver was just not there to make the play. So we 1st and 10 for Mainland with 22.7 seconds remaining here in the opening half from the 20-yard line. Unfortunate play for Gandy there. He's been throwing the Brock so well tonight. I've been super impressed by the way that he's been able to find receivers in the passing game tonight. Has his downfield vision when he's been running the ball. Just an unlucky play there. But somehow still towards the end of the second quarter here, a ball does go in the end zone for Vineland. Just unfortunately to the opposing team. Mainland takes the snap, hands it to the running back. He's gobbled up by Vineland defenders, and we'll see if this is the last play of the second quarter and of the first half. And there's a flag, so it's 7.8 seconds remaining. We'll see what this flag comes in on. Calls against Vineland. So I'll move the ball up for Mainland. This should be the last play of the first half with the score 7-7. As Mainland took over possession on an interception in the end zone on Vineland's last offensive drive. Ball spotted at the 37. Clock is running. And that will do it here in the first half from Gatone Memorial Stadium with the score, Mainland Mustangs 7, Vineland High School Fighting Clan 7. Jonathan Toney, your touchdown scorer for the Vineland High School Fighting Clan. Mainland punched one in from the 1-yard line on a big-time run that set them up in that position to score that touchdown. And Vineland's offense has looked overall very good to start this game. They just have not been able to capitalize on the possessions they've had on offense. We'll see if they can regroup during halftime, get all set up for the second half. Mainland will start the second half with the ball as Vineland took the opening kickoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field for your listening and viewing pleasure is the 2020 edition of the Vineland High School Marching Class, under the direction of Miss Eileen Bosco. Welcome, alumni and sports fans, to our 70th annual homecoming ceremonies, sponsored by the VHS Athletic Department. Miss Monogram was established in 1950 by Mr. Anthony DeTomo, who was a former VHS Athletic Director. Homecoming activities have been arranged by Senior Class Advisor Jen Lapsley, Miss Miriam Jamil, Assistant Principal Miss Kimberly Rivera, and Athletic Director Mr. Don Robbins. The halftime ceremonies to honor this year's Miss Monogram and her court will be presented by the Vineland High School Marching Clan under the direction of Miss Eileen Bosco. Mrs. Suzette DeMarchi, principal of Vineland High School, will present Miss Monogram and her court their awards. Now, let us welcome our five finalists in alphabetical order for Miss Monogram 2020. First of all, we have Janelis Alvarez, escorted by Jacinia Colon. Miss Bailey Dickinson, escorted by Bob Dickinson. Miss Brooke Dickinson, escorted by Bob Dickinson. Miss Victoria Vasquez, escorted by Cynthia Cruz. And Miss Stefania Zazullo, escorted by Vladislav Zazullo. Ladies and gentlemen, final voting for this year's Miss Monogram took place this past week virtually. And now, for the moment we have all been waiting for, the naming of Miss Monogram 2020. Are we ready? Fourth runner-up is Miss Bailey Dickinson. Third runner-up, Miss Brooke Dickinson. Our second runner-up is Miss Victoria Vasquez. First runner-up is Miss Stefania Zazullo. Which means our Miss Monogram 2020 is Miss Janelis Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our VHS Miss Monogram for 2020, Miss Gisela Alvarez and her court. At this time, pictures will be taken. Again, congratulations to all of our contestants this evening. Nice round of applause for all of our contestants this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that everyone please rise for the playing of the Vineland High School alma mater by the Vineland High School Marching Clan under the direction of Miss Eileen Bosco. Very nice job again also by Miss Adriana Rodriguez. We see you. Again, we want to say congratulations to the Vineland football alumni, Isaiah Pacheco and Tyrene Powell, again, who are playing for the Rutgers University football team. Rutgers started out the season by beating Michigan State last weekend. Rutgers football plays tomorrow at home versus Indiana. Kickoff is scheduled for 3:30 p.m. and can be viewed on FS1.
Yeah, no worries. Welcome back to Gatone Memorial Stadium. Kyle Bennett with you as the Vineland High School Fighting Clan and the Mainland Mustangs are tied 7-7 here as we get set for the second half of high school football action in Vineland, New Jersey. A couple first half stats for you. Vineland, very good game so far passing the ball compared to weeks past. Quarterback Caleb Gandy so far 6 of 10, 99 yards through the air. Did have that one unfortunate interception towards the end of the second quarter. But overall, a very good game so far from Gandy. And then Vineland overall, the offense 139 yards of total offense, 27 plays, averaging about 5.1 yards per play. And I've been impressed by this Vineland offense. Anthony Arthur has run the ball 7 times for 43 yards. Braylon Blakely has 1 carry for 4 yards. And Jonathan Toney has done a fantastic job just all over the field. The Vineland offense has gotten Levi Manson involved quite a bit. Ryan Williams also has a catch in this game for 16 yards. But Coach Russo, the biggest development for me so far in this game on offense has been Jonathan Toney taking snaps at quarterback, moving Caleb Gandy out wide at the wide receiver position. Bit of a wildcat hybrid type of offense, very similar, as I said in the first half, to what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing when they bring in Jalen Hurts, their second-round quarterback out of Oklahoma, to come in and, keep the defense on their heels. You don't know what Jonathan Toney's going to be able to do. We've seen him throw passes in the past in this offense, on some trick plays, and he has an arm that can get the ball downfield, but he's been running the ball mostly, picking up yards with his legs, and we'll see what the Vineland offense does when they get a chance to go on the pursuit of more points here in the second half, but they will be kicking off to the Mainland Mustangs to start the third quarter as Vineland started the game with the ball, scored some early points, but we find this game all knotted up 7-7 here at Gatone Memorial Stadium. Homecoming festivities just finished up. Miss Monogram has been named, so congratulations to everybody in the Miss Monogram court and to the 2020 Miss Monogram as Henry Garton leads the kicking team out onto the field to get this third quarter underway here for the Fighting Clan and the Mustangs. Ball's going to be kicked from the 45-yard line. And Garton with a beautiful kick boots that one into the end zone. And it will be ruled a touchback. So Mainland will start from the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, with 11:57 here in the third quarter. We'll see what Brody Levin, Jabriel Mace, and the Mustangs offense have up their sleeves here on Halloween Eve as they get set for their first possession of the second half here on offense. Levin lines up in shotgun, man in motion, takes the snap, looks to pass. It is complete to the outside. That is number 1, Noah Torres. There is a flag on the play, though, so we'll see if this one's coming back. penalties against Vineland. So this will move the ball up even more for the Mustangs. That catch was made by the 5'10" junior wide receiver Noah Torres. Mustangs set up shop at the 47. Levin pitches this one out to Mace, who picks up a decent chunk of yards, goes out at about midfield. It'll be second down now for the Mustangs. Official ruling is 2nd and 6. They'll place it 2nd and 7, actually, from the 50-yard line. Mainland spreads the receivers out wide. Man in motion. Levin takes the direct snap. And he's bottled up at about the 45. This will be 3rd and a long 2 for the Mainland offense. As it is a brisk 43 degrees here in Vineland tonight. Levin takes the snap, hands it off, and he is met by a group of Vineland defenders that take him down. No room to pick up any sort of yardage there. Ryan Williams Jr. was in on that tackle. So it'll be 4th down for the Mustangs, and they will punt this one away. Or I should say they will line up to punt this one away. Could have some tricks up their sleeve with it being a 4th and short. High snap, gets it away, kick up. And this one will not be returned as it takes a favorable Mustang bounce just inside the 20-yard line. And Vineland will set up shop deep in their own territory for their first possession on offense here in the second half with 9:31 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the 12. As Caleb Gandy and Anthony Arthur line up in shotgun side by side. Three wide receivers for the Vineland offense. They take the snap, and they are bottled up. Mainland sniffed that one out from the jump as Anthony Arthur is clobbered. This will be 2nd and 14 from the 8-yard line. Tony takes the snap, runs it himself around the edge, picks up a couple yards there, maybe 2. Be 3rd down.
Ball broke to the 12. To the 3rd down, 3rd and 10 yards to go.
Be 3rd and 10 from the 14. Tony takes the direct snap, hands it off to number 7, Braylon Blakely.
Fourth down, Fourth and about 5 yards to go for the first.
It's be 4th and 5, and it looks like Vineland will set up to punt here, deep in their own territory. And after the hot start that the Fighting Clan got off to on offense, score on their opening possession, moving the ball up and down the field, they just have not been able to capitalize on the opportunities they had in the first half. Easily could be up about 21, maybe even 28-7, as that snap goes over the head of Gandy, picks it up, boots it, saves it from being a safety. And Gandy had to have been having flashbacks to last week when the snap went over his head and out of the end zone that led to a St. Joe's safety. I think Coach Russo is trying to figure out why no roughing was called there. As Mainland will set up with immaculate field position following the botched punt by Caleb Gandy. Wasn't even Gandy's fault right there. The center didn't really get a clean snap on it, but unfortunately, ball will be placed at the 23-yard line, and Mainland is set up perfectly with a chance to score here. Levin takes the snap, pitches it back to Mace, who throws the ball here, and it is dropped. Almost picked and then almost caught. The intended receiver was number 1, Noah Torres. Was defended by Levi Manson, and I'm sure Levi Manson wants that one back, as that one was a floater, and Manson had all day to run downfield if he would have caught that pass and ran it back for an interception. 2nd and 10 from the 23 with 6:59 to go here in the third quarter. Pretty quick-moving game so far. Brody Levin sets up in shotgun. Takes the snap, looks to pass. Dodges a defender, dodges another defender, but he can't get out of the clamps of Ryan Williams, Jr. Ryan Williams, Jr. just brought a ton of pressure as the senior defensive end pushes Mainland back to the 40-yard line. Big-time play from a big-time player. And that's how your defense should be performing. Ryan Williams Jr., big-time leader on this team. Senior, 6 foot, 225 pounds. He's a game wrecker along that defensive line, and that's what Coach Russo wants to see from his defense to push this Mainland team back and out of scoring position. So Levin lines up in shotgun. There's a flag on the play. And it's against Mainland. So that'll push the Mustangs back to about midfield. And it'll be 3rd and 31 for the Mainland Mustangs from the 45-yard line. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, fires, overthrows his defender, and it is intercepted by Levi Manson. Levi Manson with back-to-back games now with an interception. The big 6'4" senior comes up with a monster interception, and that was a fantastic stand by the Vineland defense following a disastrous special teams play. And Vineland gets the ball right back at about the 11-yard line. So now they have to go from out of their own territory pretty deep. We'll see what Caleb Gandy and the offense can do to push this ball down the field. Gandy takes the snap, hands it off to Anthony Arthur, who finds room around the outside. He's at the 20, the 25, down at the 30.
Number 1, Anthony Arthur on the carry.
Great pickup on the run by Anthony Arthur.
Brings the ball up to the 30. Be first and 10 for the Fighting Clan of Vineland. Ball is spotted at their own 30.
Pickup of 19 for Anthony Arthur on that run. It'll be first and 10 from the 30. Gives Vineland some breathing room now. And if I'm Coach Russo, I try to keep the ball for this possession as long as I can. Drive with the ball. Keep the mental mistakes at a bare minimum. As Caleb Gandy takes the snap, and they blow a whistle here. And we'll see what the call is here from the referee. Call goes against Vineland, so they'll be at the 25-yard line now instead of the 30. First and 15. Gandy lines up in shotgun, takes the snap, looks to pass, scrambles outside, finds some running room, passes, and is incomplete. Pass was intended for Ryan Williams, Jr.
Second down.
So it'll be second and 15 now from the 25-yard line with 4:33 remaining in the third quarter. Gandy and Anthony Arthur lined up in shotgun, side by side. Jonathan Toney in the slot. Levi Manson out wide. Toney moves in motion. They fake the handoff. Gandy runs it himself, picks up about 5 yards on the play. Maybe they'll give him 6, depending on the spot. Looks like they will, and it'll be third down. Third and 10. As the Vineland play card has Bisquick on the side facing the press box. Or it might be Nesquick. Some interesting play calls here. First time we've seen the play card all year from Vineland, as well as Gandy gets the Mainland defense to jump again with his Aaron Rodgers-esque hard count. Ball's going to move up to the 35, 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Fighting Clan. Much more manageable situation here now. And we'll see if Gandy and the Vineland offense can convert. Gandy takes the snap. It's a low snap, handles it, and he finds a way out of there. Well done by the senior quarterback. As he gets it just shy of the 40. Gets it to about the 38-yard line. It'll be 4th and 2. And they are going to leave the offense on the field. I like the decision by Coach Russo. Be aggressive. This is an opportunity you can't waste. Keep Mainland's offense off the field. Cold weather game. We'll see what Gandy can do here on 4th and 2 from the 38. They take the snap, fake the handoff to Toney. Gandy runs it himself, finds a ton of running room, and takes it up to about the 50-yard line. A big pickup there by Caleb Gandy with his own legs. A 12-yard pickup on 4th and 2. And Vineland now has a fresh set of downs with a half field to work with. This will be 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line with 2.5 minutes and ticking to go here in the third quarter. Gandy takes the snap, hands it to Anthony Arthur, who bounces around to the outside, finds some running room. He's at the 40, the 35-30, 25-20, and he is taken down from behind at about the 20-yard line. Anthony Arthur has been running the ball extremely well tonight.
Ball is spotted at the 18. The first and 10.
They spot this one at the 18.
Ball is spotted at the 18.
Big time pickup by a big time player. 2:17 remaining here in the third quarter. First and 10 from the Vineland offense. They'll be at the 18. And we'll see what the play call will be here. 18 yards to go as Vineland looks to score 2 touchdowns in a game for the first time all season. Gandy's going to line up under center here as he now moves to shotgun. 2 backs beside him, takes the snap, hands it off. This is Braylon Blakely. It'll be second down now.
Second down and 9.
It'll be second and 9. They give Blakely a yard on that carry. 17 yards to go for the score. Gandy lines up in shotgun, 2 backs beside him on either side. Takes the snap, hands it to Blakely. Finds a couple yards there on the carry. Clock ticking under a minute now here in the third quarter. Be third down for the Fighting Clan offense. Anthony Arthur checks back in. Clock continues to run.
Roddy's got the flavor. Look at Roddy.
And we'll see what Gandy calls here on third down. Third and 9. Takes the snap, hands it to Anthony Arthur, who is swallowed by the Mustang defense.
Ball spot at the 20.
Ball now placed at the 20-yard line, so about a loss of 1. They take the snap here. Wide open play, and it is caught in the corner of the end zone. Vineland gets their second touchdown in a game for the first time all season, and who else? Jonathan Toney catches that one in the corner of the end zone, caught the Mustangs sleeping. They heard the buzzer go off, got them off guard. Excellent job by the Vineland offense as they now take a 13-7 lead. Here at the end of the third quarter, 0's on the clock. They take advantage of a defense that was not ready for them to call a play on fourth down. Excellent play call by Coach Russo and company there. And Henry Garten has an opportunity here to put the Fighting Clan up 14-7. Kick is spotted up away, and it is good. Vineland now leads 14-7 here as we head into the fourth quarter. This is Vineland's first game, as I said, all season, where they have now scored multiple touchdowns. Every other game leading up into this one, 6 points, 7 points, and 7 points. They now have 2 touchdowns on the board. This offense has looked fantastic. They missed on a ton of opportunities early in the first half, but now find themselves with a fourth quarter lead, 12 minutes to go, as Vineland looking for their first win of the season here in 2020. Coach Russo readies the kicking team. Jonathan Toney now 4 touchdowns on the season, averaging a touchdown per game. As Henry Garten trots out onto the field. And And the Vineland kicking team will get set to send this one to the Mustangs, leading 14-7 as we kick off the fourth quarter here from Gatone Memorial Stadium. Kick is away. A little bit of a lower kick, and it is fielded just outside the 30. And the return man, number 13, Christian Elliott, is greeted by the Vineland kicking team defender. Ball's going to be spotted at the 37-yard line as Mainland takes over on offense. Mainland's offense trots out onto the field, led by quarterback Brody Levin. Levin takes the snap, hands it, fakes the handoff, runs it himself, and he gets a nice hello from Billy Davis.
Quarterback on keeper.
Little to no gain on that run. Second down and 10. No gain on that run for Mainland as the clock continues to run. Just over 11 minutes remaining in regulation. Levin lines up in shotgun. Jabriel Mace beside him. High snap over his head. And the Vineland defense on the prowl as it is almost picked off by Jonathan Toney.
Pass attempted broken up by number 3, Tony.
You want to talk about a kid who has had a day. If he would have come up with that interception, that's almost like a Gordie Howe hat trick in football. Would have had a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and an interception. Has lined up all over the field tonight. And just comes up shy of picking off Brody Levin. Jonathan Toney has had a fantastic night tonight for the Fighting Clan across the board. Wherever he's lined up, he's making plays. Mainland sets up 3rd and 10 from the 37-yard line here in the fourth quarter. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, fires deep, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for number 20, Nick Wagner, was covered by Vineland's number 20, Deshaun Winchester. So we 4th and 10 now for the Mustangs, and they should be looking to punt here, as Vineland will get another opportunity to put points on the board here in the fourth quarter. And we've got a pause on the field. Timeout Mainland. Mainland takes this timeout with 10:38 remaining here in regulation. Vineland leading 14-7. Both touchdowns for the Fighting Clan coming via the way of Jonathan Toney. One was rushing out of the quarterback position, and then right as the buzzer sounded at the end of the third quarter, free play, no time on the clock, Jonathan Toney finds himself in the corner of the far end zone to put the Fighting Clan up 14-7. So the Mustangs will punt from the 37-yard line. This ball is snapped, kick is up and away. As Jonathan Toney will field this one, but he falls down immediately. just outside the 25-yard line. So Vineland will set up shop 1st and 10
Ball will be spotted at
from about the 23-yard line. And if I'm Coach Russo, I'm this Vineland offense. I want to find big chunk plays, but also run as much clock off as I possibly can on this possession. Find ways to win. Hold the ball, prevent Mainland from going on offense, and walk away with your first win of the season. Gandy takes the snap. There's a flag on the play. Flag is on Vineland. This will be 1st and 15 from the 18-yard line. Ball's handed off to Anthony Arthur, it looks like. And he gets some nice breathing room there for the Fighting Clan offense. Ball goes to the 36-yard line.
For the Fighting Clan of Ireland, ball be spotted. 36.
Pickup of 18 by Anthony Arthur there. Vineland sets up 1st and 10 from the 36. Gandy takes the snap, hands it off to Arthur again, who finds room around the outside. He's to midfield, past midfield to the 45-yard line. There is a flag as Levi Manson looks in disbelief as this call looks like it's going to be against the Fighting Clan. A lot of flags in this game tonight. This is going to push the Fighting Clan back. Gandy takes the snap, runs it himself up the middle, past the 50-yard line. He's going to be down at about the 48, maybe the 47. We'll see where they actually end up spotting the ball.
The quarterback on the keeper. Moves the ball across the 50. To the 48.
We'll place it at the 48-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 from the 48 for the Fighting Clan. Gandy lines up in shotgun, Anthony Arthur beside him. He takes the snap, hands it to Arthur, who bounces around and gets back to about the line of scrimmage.
Arthur on the carry.
Second and 10 from the 48-yard line for the Fighting Clan. Clock continues to run. Just over 8 minutes remaining here in regulation. Fighting Clan on top of Mainland 14-7. Gandy takes the snap, hands it to Arthur. Finds a little bit of running room. Maybe got a yard on that one. Nonetheless, it'll be 3rd down for the Vineland Fighting Clan.
3rd, 9 yards to go. Ball spotted at 47.
Ball will be placed at the 47-yard line, so Arthur picks up 1 on the carry. And we'll see what Vineland does here on 3rd and 9 from the 47-yard line. Imperative that they pick up this 1st down, continue to kill the clock, and keep the ball out of the hands of the Mainland offense. Jonathan Toney lines up at quarterback here. Moves Anthony Arthur in motion. He's going to run it himself, Toney is. Around the outside, far field, and he picks up a first down and more. Great run by the senior Jonathan Toney. As another flag flies onto the field. They're going to call holding against the Fighting Clan. As Caleb Gandy trots back out onto the field. Third down here for the Fighting Clan. Gandy takes the snap, looks to pass, runs it up the gut himself. Finds some room, spins away from some tacklers. Takes it up past midfield. Not going to be enough for a first down following the penalty. But it does have them in Mustang territory, so we'll see what Coach Russo decides to do here on fourth down. Offense stays on the field. Gandy lines up in shotgun. Takes the snap. Looks to pass. Fires. And is incomplete. The intended receiver, Jonathan Toney, couldn't come up with that one. A little too hot off the hands. And so Mainland will take over on downs with 5:59 remaining here in regulation. Trailing 14-7 against the Vineland High School Fighting Clan.
Spot at the 47.
Ball will be placed at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for Brody Levin and the Mustang offense. Shorter field to work with here. We'll see what Levin can try to muster up against this Vineland defense. Takes the snap, looks to pass. It is tipped, and it is incomplete, almost intercepted.
Broken up.
Looks like Billy Davis had his hands on that one.
Second down and 10.
But it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Great pass breakup by the Vineland defensive line. Clock stops there with 5:51 remaining here in regulation at Catone Memorial Stadium with the Vineland Fighting Clan on top of the Mainland Mustangs 14-7. Levin takes the snap, hands it off, and the running back is met by just a wall of Vineland defenders. That was number 4, Jabriel Mace on the carry. Big 3rd down here for the Vineland defense. Let's see if they can come up with a stop. If they do, this has to be 4-down territory for the Mustangs. If you're Coach Chuck Smith, but we'll see here. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, fires deep, and it is intercepted by the Vineland defense. That is number 3. Jonathan Toney. He gets his interception, runs this one past the 40. There is yet another flag on the field. And we'll see what this one is all about. So they call the penalty on Vineland, so the interception will stand for Jonathan Toney, but it pushes Vineland back to the 26-yard line with 4:46 remaining in regulation. Big-time play by Jonathan Toney to cap off a fantastic night. Gandy takes the snap, hands it off to Anthony Arthur, who finds room to run. He's at the 40, the 45, 50, taken out at about midfield.
Number 1, Anthony on the carry. Anthony Arthur on the carry.
And there is a player down for the Fighting Clan.
Timeout for injury in the field.
There's an injury timeout on the field with the score 14-7 in favor of Vineland with 4:36 remaining here in regulation. Just hope the player that is down is okay. Never want to see anybody go down with an injury. And good to see number 71, Josh Bennett, get up under his own power. Captain of this team. Never want to see anybody get injured. And good to see Josh Bennett, who will now go to the medical table and into the tent for the Vineland Fighting Clan. Vineland takes up 1st and 10 from the 50. Gandy takes a snap, runs it up himself. Takes it to about the 52-yard line. Pick up a 2 on the run.
Second and 9, ball spot at the 49.
They'll only give him 1 on that play, so it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 49. With just over 4 minutes to play, clock is ticking, so by the time this next play goes off, we'll be under 4 minutes remaining in regulation, as Vineland is looking for their first win of the season here in 2020. Leading 14-7. Gandy takes the snap, hands it to Anthony Arthur, who finds some room to run. He's at the 40, gets taken down at about the 35-yard line.
Brings the ball up to 35. 1st and 10 from Vineland.
1st and 10 now from the 35 with 3:40 and counting to go in regulation. Gandy and company line up in shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 35. Gandy takes the snap, hands it off to Anthony Arthur, bounces around some defenders, but is met, and there's a fumble on the play, and Mainland recovers. So with 2:51 remaining in regulation, Anthony Arthur fumbles. And Mainland now sets up shop from the 35-yard line with an opportunity to go out and tie this game with 2:51 remaining in the 4th quarter. First and 10. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, fires, complete to number 20, Nick Wagner.
Pass completed. Ball was spotted at the 43.
Ball's going to be spotted at about the 43-yard line. Second down and 4 for the Mustangs. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, fires, incomplete. Intended receiver number 1, Noah Torres. Big third down here for both teams. If Mainland converts, they continue their run to try to tie this game up. If Vineland can get a stop here, they just got to run the clock out, secure the ball, and they should come away with their first win of the season if they come up with a big stop here on 3rd and 4 from the 43. 2:14 remaining in regulation here as the Fighting Clan lead the Mainland Mustangs 14-7. Man in motion. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, rolls out, fires, incomplete, and there's a flag on the play. They're going to call either holding or pass interference against the Vineland Fighting Clan. We'll see what the call is. They call holding against Vineland. So this will be a fresh set of downs for the Mainland Mustangs.
First and 10, ball was spotted at 47.
First and 10, ball spotted at the 47-yard line. 2:07 remaining here in regulation at Guiteau Memorial Stadium, with the Fighting Clan leading the Mustangs 14-7. Mustangs with the ball. Brody Levin at quarterback takes the snap out of shotgun, looks to pass, swirls around, fires. Incomplete, off the hands of his intended receiver. Looks like that was number 6, Justin Beretta.
Second down.
Second down and 10 now with 1:59 remaining in regulation. Second and 10 here for the Mustangs. Levin takes the snap, rolls out, fires, overthrows the intended receiver, number 1, Noah Torres, and it's almost picked off by Jonathan Toney. That brings up 3rd and 10 for Mainland, with 1:50 remaining in regulation. Levin trots back out onto the field. Biggest down of the game. Levin lines up in shotgun. Takes the snap, looks to pass. Has his man, number 4, Jabriel Mace, who makes a move upfield, has a first down and more, and takes it up to about the 30-yard line. Big pickup there on the halfback option play. That's going to bring up a fresh set of downs for the Mustangs.
Ball was spotted at 30, first and 10 for Mainland.
Ball spotted at the 30-yard line, first down, Mainland, with 1:39 remaining here in regulation. Vineland's defense has to come up with some big stops here if they want any chance of coming away with a 14-7 victory and not going into overtime. Timeout, Vineland.
Timeout, Vineland.
Coming out of the timeout, Vineland's got to find a way to come up with a big defensive stop here, cause a turnover, get after Brody Levin in the backfield, force a sack, cause a fumble. You cannot let them continue to march down the field and tie this game. Both teams come out of the timeout. 1st and 10, Mainland. Ball at about the 30-yard line. Levin takes the snap. There is a timeout called by the Mustangs.
Timeout, Mainland. If I'm not mistaken, next week's game will be a Thursday night game. Thursday night football. Coming to Vineland.
And as they just said here at Catone Stadium, next week's matchup for Vineland will be Thursday night football. Both teams come out of the timeout now. First and 10. Man in motion for Mainland. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, rolls out, fires, complete. Pass is complete
Pass is completed.
to number 20, Nick Wagner.
Will be spotted at the 19.
Ball now spotted at the 19-yard line.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the 19.
Fresh set of downs, 1st down and 10 from the 19. Clock continues to run. Brody Levin lined up in shotgun for the Mustangs. Takes the snap, looks to pass, fires. And it is complete. They call that a completed pass. Mainland runs up to the line of scrimmage, takes the snap, and spikes the ball with 54.7 seconds remaining.
Second goal.
Second and 8 from the 8. 54.7 seconds remaining in regulation. The Vineland High School Fighting Clan leading the visiting Mainland Mustangs 14-7. But the Mustangs are threatening to score here. 2nd and 7 from the 7 is what the official placement looks to be. Vineland has 2 timeouts remaining, Mainland with 1. Brody Levin lines up in shotgun, running back behind him, Jabriel Mace, and we have a timeout Mainland. So Mainland uses their final timeout.
Mainland.
With 54.7 seconds remaining in regulation. The Fighting Clan leading 14-7. Both touchdowns for Vineland coming courtesy of senior Jonathan Toney. One on a rushing play and one on a receiving play. Toney also has an interception in this game on defense, playing that free safety position. Ball's at the 7-yard line. 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. Levin takes the snap, looks to pass, rolls out, fires, complete, touchdown. Touchdown Mainland with 47.5 seconds remaining. The touchdown goes to Noah Torres, and we are an extra point away from this game being tied at 14 apiece. Nowhere close to what Vineland wanted to see happen towards the end of this game. And we'll see if they can block this extra point. Snap is away, kick spotted up, and it is good. It is no good, actually. The kick is ruled no good. So with 47.5 seconds remaining, Mainland's kicker misses the extra point, and Vineland still leads 14-13, as we will now prepare for a more than likely scenario of an onside kick, and we'll see if Mainland can actually pull it off. Vineland catches a massive break on the missed extra point. So with 47.5 seconds remaining, we're going to see Vineland's hands team come out, try to recover an onside kick, prevent Mainland from getting another possession. This is football, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we love the sport of football. Plays like this. Vineland's hands team on the field. Mainland setting up for the onside kick. 47.5 seconds remaining here in regulation. Kick is off. The onside kick is recovered by Mainland. Number 25 of the Mustangs, Mackenzie Murphy, recovers the onside kick. It bounces past Vineland players. And with 41.4 seconds remaining, Mainland now has an opportunity to come away with its first lead of the game, which would lead to a victory for Mainland. Mainland has no timeouts remaining, so Vineland's defense has to be on the attack, have to know that they're going to be passing this ball, and have to get after the quarterback, Brody Levin. 1st and 10. Mainland takes the snap, passes, complete to Noah Torres. Taken down, just inside the 40. Clock is ticking. 30 seconds, under 30 to go. Levin takes the snap, spikes it. 26.7 seconds remaining here in regulation. The Vineland Fighting Clan leading 14-13. This has been an electric football game, back and forth. So they spiked that ball on 2nd down, so it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 37-yard line. No timeouts remaining for Mainland. Obviously 4-down territory for the Mustangs. They take the snap. Levin looks to pass, fires deep, and it is intercepted by Vineland. Vineland comes up with the interception. That is number 20, Deshaun Winchester, with the interception. His 2nd interception on the season. Deshaun Winchester, when Vineland needed him most, comes up in a big way. With 18.2 seconds remaining in regulation, Vineland takes a timeout, and that should seal it. What an exhilarating final minute of this game. The missed extra point leads to an onside kick that is recovered by Mainland. And then when the game on the line, Deshaun Winchester comes away and I'm assuming they will just take a knee here. And that they do, and that should seal it for the Fighting Clan. As the clock ticks down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There is the buzzer. That is your final here from Gateau Memorial Stadium. The Vineland High School Fighting Clan come away with an exhilarating, nail-biting 14-13 victory over the Mainland Mustangs. Jonathan Toney responsible for both of Vineland's touchdowns tonight here at Gateau Memorial Stadium. Vineland now improves to 1-3 on the season. Mainland drops to 2-3. Just a big-time win for this Vineland High School Fighting Clan program. Needed to come away with a win tonight to keep this season somewhat on track after a rough couple of games. They get their first win of the season. Big stop by Deshaun Winchester to seal this game on the interception as the two teams meet for a socially distant congratulatory quote-unquote handshake, waving from either side of the field. A fantastic game by the Vineland High School Fighting Clan across the board. The offense looked great. The defense stepped up in big moments, interceptions from Jonathan Toney, and obviously the game sealer, Deshaun Winchester. Vineland wins this one 14-13, and they'll be back next week for Thursday night football here at Gatone Stadium. It has been an absolute pleasure here on Halloween Eve to call this game for you guys. My name's Kyle Bennett. Vineland wins it 14-13.